Do you remember when you were young, sitting around the family dinner table? Maybe it was a holiday, maybe it was someone's birthday, maybe it was some sort of family reunion, and everyone sat around and they talked about how it was when grandpa or grandma or great-grandpa and grandma came to this country. They packed up all their meager belongings. They culled together their meager savings, the minimal cash that they had for whatever currency their home countries used. And they saved everything. And they packed everything onto a ship or an aeroplane. And they crossed the Atlantic or the Pacific in one way or another to come to America. America, land of the free. America, home of the brave. Now imagine what your same great-grandparents or grandparents or that first immigrant member of your family who stepped foot on this country, imagine what they would think to find that we're no longer America the brave. No, we're America the frightened. That's right. We're America the frightened. America living in fear of a virus with a 0.03 mortality rate. That means that 99.97% of the people who got infected with this disease will survive. They're going to get up and they're going to walk away, just like your little hero Tom Hanks. He looks fine. Just like your little hero Idris Elba. He looks fine. Just like your little fan favorite fool Chris Fredo Cuomo, the COVID kid himself. Imagine that. He was able to survive the rigors of COVID-19 while he was isolated in his basement. Of course, he was busted walking around the Hamptons, or wherever the hell he lives with his little rich friends, opening his mouth, being a smartass to someone in his neighborhood, who in turn was a smartass back to him, calling the little punk out. And while we're talking about fools, how could we forget to mention New York Governor Andrew Cuomo? No bigger fool has ever served the New York people. No bigger fool has ever served the people of New York in any capacity than Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo is one of the most dangerous men to walk the planet Earth. He's not dangerous because he is an accomplished martial artist. He is not dangerous because he is a military-trained sniper. He is not dangerous because he is a deadly commando. He is dangerous because he is an ignorant Democrat. A power-mad fool. Just 5 short weeks ago, this fool, in his attempt to mitigate the COVID-19 crisis that was breaking out amongst the American population and the world population, as we're told. And this genius's best idea was to take senior citizens who have already been tested positive and have already come down with COVID-19. His idea was to take these people from hospitals and to put them in nursing homes, in senior citizen homes, where they didn't have COVID-19. Not only did he deliver these individuals to these hospitals, but along with the individuals came a little contingent of body bags. Those body bags are indications that Andrew Cuomo knew exactly what the fruit of his labor would be, and that would be dead senior citizens who would fill up those body bags. Well, in 5 weeks since Andrew Moron Cuomo, the most ignorant individual on the planet, let's just call him Ignorant Andy. Well, Ignorant Andy, 5 weeks ago, initiated this policy, forcing these homes to take in these patients. And since then, 3,400 plus senior citizens and healthcare workers collectively have succumbed to the COVID-19 virus. Now, these people would not have been exposed to this virus had it not been for Ignorant Andy's moronic choice, seeding them amongst the most delicate and vulnerable population that we have outside of our newborn children. No one's talking about it. I didn't hear it on CNN. I didn't hear it on MSNBC. I didn't hear it on ABC, CBS, or NBC. Mostly because those stations really don't do news. They do propaganda and fear porn, but they don't do news. We know they don't do news because I'm pretty sure you haven't heard anything about the credible reports of Joe Biden sexually molesting one of his staffers. You remember the whole Me Too movement? We have to believe her? Well, let's believe her. Joe Biden physically assaulted a woman, shoving his hands up her dress, into her panties, penetrating her body without her permission, dismissing her, and then having her fired a short time later. But you don't know any of this because the news is too busy telling you, little sheep, to wear your face mask. Wear your face mask. Wear your face mask. That's right, coward. Wear your face mask. You know why you should wear your face mask? Because Ignorant Andy suggested you should. Now, Ignorant Andy knows that there is actually no law that he can use to validate or justify his claims. That's why he was actually very public in letting everyone know that there was no law, and he expected mob violence to enforce his ignorance and stupidity. He's relied on the very base human psychology to enforce his ignorance. And unfortunately, as you walk around the streets, as you go to the department stores or grocery markets or what have you, you're going to find people who are more than willing to comply with this idiot because they live in fear. They wouldn't live in fear if they understood science. 10th grade science. You don't even have to be a college graduate. You didn't have to take a college course in biology or virology or any of these things to understand this. All you would have needed is 6th grade math to understand that the individuals on your favorite news channel are lying to you. The death rate for this disease never went over 0.03%. A nation of supposedly brave individuals, hardy men, I can do it women. You know what you all are? You're nothing. You're cowardly little children who do what you're told when dummies tell you to do it, and you're too afraid to think for yourselves. Well, that's what we got going on, people. You have allowed this situation to fester and blossom to where 400 million Americans are sitting at home right now. Home. They're not driving on roads. They're not going to movies. They're not going to restaurants or bars. They're not taking their children to playgrounds because local constabulary is spending all their time chasing mothers and fathers and their children off of the play sets that their tax dollars have paid for. They're not fighting crime. They're harassing the citizenry. They're harassing the citizenry because their bosses, you know, your civic servants, the ones that you pay with your tax money, the ones that you vote in with your efforts, well, those individuals have decided that you don't need to have rights and that you should live in fear. Meanwhile, they know that the death rate was never what they claimed it would be. Matter of fact, their projections were 384% higher than the actual statistics. 384% higher than the actual statistics. Not 10%, not even 50%, not 100%, 384%. That is a gross misrepresentation. And that gross misrepresentation has been used to steal away your rights. Chicken Little, baby lamb, lamb chop. Your friends have been telling you this. Everyone's got that friend, you know, the aluminum foil hat friend that's always telling you about conspiracies. Well, guess what, fool? You're a victim to those conspiracies. You always have been. Your little tinfoil conspiracy hat friend, most of the time they were right. Some of the time they were wrong. Most of the time they were right. You were wrong. Now you're sitting in a room listening to a podcast on your phone or on your pad or on your desktop, what have you, in fear, knowing your neighbors are doing exactly what you're doing, sitting with the door locked, with your little rubber gloves, in your little cotton mask, ready to go before you go outside into the big, scary world. My, people. You have become incredibly embarrassing. Your ancestors look at you and wonder, where did their steel go? You certainly don't have it. What are you going to do, America? You're going to sit there on your ass, letting a clown who couldn't run a business, who's never met a payroll, tell you how to run your business, and to tell you to be patient for your check? Are you that much of a coward? Is it? The funny thing is, I see that the only people who are starting to stand up now, they're actually not guys. They're women. I see female mayors telling their governors to go take their orders and shove them up their ass. I see women who run nail salons telling the local constabulary, shove their orders up their ass. I see women running hair salons telling the bosses in town who they pay taxes to, the civil servants, to take their shutdown orders and shove them up their ass. Well, I expect the rest of you, America, to get off your little cowardly asses and tell the rest of your civic servants who have ordered you to stay home illegally, unconstitutionally, immorally, and acting with scientific ignorance that you may as well believe that the damn world is flat. You get up and you tell them, we're going back to work, and you're not going to stop us. You don't want to do that. You know what you are? You're a slave. You're exactly what they need. You're a drone. You're a non-player character is what you are. So it's time for you to wake up. It's time for you to man up. It's time for you to woman up too. All right? I don't want to just see two women who run hair salons and nail salons. I don't want to see one female mayor. I want to see all of you stand up and stop talking like frightened little children, and you tell these people who presume to lead you to shove their nonsense and their lies up their ass. And then I expect you to look into these governors who have ordered that sick people be put in with these people who are healthy, but have existing morbidities because they are elderly, or have undergone surgery, or have survived cancer, or any of these things. You're going to dig, and you're going to find out why those people, your family, your grandparents, your parents, your aunts, and your uncles, were put in jeopardy by a moron like Andrew Cuomo. If you don't, you get what you deserve from here on out. And what's coming is not going to be good. But you're going to deserve it. What you going to do, America? You going to pansy out again? You going to sit on the bench? You let someone else fight your fight? Are you that much of a loser? Well, we're all going to find out pretty soon, won't we?
Just when I thought I was out.